Welcome to another Monday with Reverend Jorge and Reverend Jorge and staff minister here at Creative Living Fellowship. And it's an honor for me to be here every Monday, bringing some time of spiritual practice, exploring different practices that it help us to enhance our tools on a spiritual practice and how to live our lives from our center, from our experience of the who we are in our truly self. So that's the intention of this space, supported by Creative Event Fellowship. By the way, if you like it and what we're doing here, I invite you to support us by donating in our website or using the text or the PayPal button. Thank you, thank you, thank you, and I really appreciate that. And continue with what is this space. Monday practice, trying to explore different practices beyond of prayer, meditation, mantras, or yoga. Yes, we know that, but sometimes we don't have in our daily lives the 20 minutes or to go into the silence or to have found a space on in time or a place to do the spirit practice. We need something to help us to center quickly and mindful as well. So, and at the same time, there's others practices that enrich our lives and that supports the traditional spiritual practice. So that is this intention with the space. At the same time, the intention of the space is to make it connected with the theme of the month, the theme of the year, and the day and the topic of the day in the last Sunday. So for today is the first was the first Sunday of November, and in November, at Greater Living Fellowship here in Phoenix, Arizona, we are exploring the topic is bless away. Is a beautiful topic. Is how we sense our blessings in our lives. And Reverend Sherry explored yesterday, November 6th, the topic of can you stand to be blessed? Beautiful, beautiful talk, and it will be soon this week. The in our website and YouTube and Facebook, the video of her talk. So I encourage you to visit it there so you can connect with both of them. So in this in this talk, uh, Reverend Sherry explored the idea of how we stand to be blessed, to receive our blessings, how we are prepared, how we are guiding ourselves, how we are allowing be blessed by the Spirit and within us and ourselves. So in that way, we are going to explore that with in a more in a wonderful experience that has been a spiritual tradition for many, many, many years, almost from the cave when the shamans start to doing this. So this spiritual practice is the storytelling. Sometimes the shamans, sometimes in the Buddhism tradition and in other traditions like the Veda, like the Hinduism, and as well in the Sufi tradition, the storytelling is something important as a spiritual practice because through the stories you can pass the wisdom, the older wisdom, the wisdom of God, and at the same time it helps you to remember. So the practice as well to remember the presence who you are, the sense of who you are, and to allow yourself to do to align yourself with the oneness where we are with God, basically with the unity with we are. So when we are in alignment with ourselves, we allow the blessing happen. So for this month we're going to use storytellings. And so the structure for this November is Monday practice will be surrounded by the story, and then with a time of discernment and contemplating the story itself. It's a little different what I did the Lectio Divina, which is another. The Lectio Divina is just taking one piece of the paragraph, one piece from the sacred readings, and put it in your heart and to wonder what God wants to tell you through them. This is a full story, and we are not going to um, dismantle the story to find that actually the story has a sense, and it is a clear message to what you want. And then so in the time of discernment and the time of contemplation, we're just going to be in silent, remember the story, and trying to identify that parts where we allowed to be blessed or we don't do when doing did it, and so that we cannot remember that and we align ourselves to be more open, more receptive for the blessings. So this is basically the Monday practice for today, and hopefully you enjoyed it. And maybe a little short this time, but I think it sometimes is no more about times and quantity. Is more about quality. So thank you all of you. I see you are connecting, and I see you there. And if you are watching us afterwards and stream on YouTube or Facebook and our channel, I Create 11 Fellowship. Also, welcome, 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 and thank you for that. So for the story today, I choose one from Anthony de Mello. It's the great story from the book Prayers of the Frog. Anthony de Mello was a Catholic priest, but he has an influence from many religions, and he wrote many books, always inspired by the storytelling, and how the story bring us to that sense of deeper sense. So I think it's a wonderful way to start with this month of storytelling, and to discern and contemplate from that stories, like the old traditions, like we haven't done for hundreds and hundreds of years. So thank you all of you, and let's get prepared. So let's take a moment for take a deep breath. Another deep breath. So we are relaxing. We are releasing all the stress in front of bodies. So we are open our hearts and our minds to listen, not just with our ears, but listen with our hearts, with our souls. Take another deep breath. Another deep breath. Another deep breath. And relax. And relax. And here's the story from Anthony de Mello. There was a priest who was sitting at his desk by the window composing a sermon on providence, on grace, when he heard something that sounded like an explosion. Boom! So soon he saw people running to and from in panic, and discovering that the dam had burned. The river was in a spade, and the people were being evacuated. Sense the fear. The priest saw the water begin to rise in the street below. He had some difficulty suppressing his own rising sense of panic, but he said to himself, "Here I am, preparing a sermon about providence and grace. I am being given an occasion to practice what I preach. I should not be flee with the rest. I should stay right here and trust in the providence of God to save me." That's what he said. By the time the water was reaching his window, a boat full of people came by and they yelling at him, "Jump! Jump in, father! Jump in, father! Come on! Come on!" They shouted, uh, and no, and they shouted and shouted. "Ah, no, my children," the father confidently said. "I trust in the providence of God to save me." So the boat ran away. Then the water continued claiming. The father, the water was growing and expanding. So the father did climb to the roof. However, and when the water got up to there, another boat land of people went by, urging the father to join them. And again he refused. "No, my children, I trust in the providence of God to save me." And he refused again. This time he climbed to the top of the belfry. When the water came up to his knees, and an officer in a motorboat was sent to rescue him. "No, thank you, officer," the father said. With a calm smile, "I trust in God. You see, He will never let me down." When the father drowned and went to heaven, so the water still racing and took him into the death, the first thing the father did was to go directly to God and complain. "I trust you. Why did you do nothing to save me?" And God responded, "Well, I I did send three boats, you know." So that's the story. Now I want you to take a deep breath and let's open ourselves to discern how we stand to be blessed from the mess of Sunday. The story tells us two ways. Are we really, really, really have the faith on God? And we really, really put ourselves outside of the how and in the way this grace, this providence, this God showing up in our lives. And we really, really listen, and we really, really step outside and allow God rescue us, given us, take us, save us in the way that God knows. You see, in the Buddhist tradition, they say that desire is actually the root of all suffering. But in the real Buddhism, that's the mainstream tradition understanding, which is false. But the real Buddhism is not the desire, it's our attachment to the desire, to the outcome, the way we see the desire for being fulfilled. In our case, our blessings, sometimes we picture them, we know them. The desire is there. If the desire comes from God, God wants to express abundance, God express healing, express health, express love, express order, express companion, relationships, plenty, fulfillment. But we sometimes take that desire and translate it and transcribe it in one and only one specific way. And we can see one boat to another boat with the desire. And we say, no, God will provide. God will give me my desire the way that I am. And may be true. I'm not saying that it's not true. Maybe that's the way. Or maybe to be that way, there is another step to be taken prior to that. And that's the first boat. So that can take you to the total manifestation of the truth, desire. So where you stand to be blessed. And a closed mind with a specific outcome, or knowing that that specific outcome as well can be understood in many ways and in infinite possibilities. And when we open to that, we can see the blessings showing up like popcorn. Pop, 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 pop. One boat to another boat to another boat. You see, the priest was not wrong with the faith. Think about that. He was having the faith. He knew God's power, God's blessings, God's love. It was nothing to do with God. It was our understanding, our littleness that sometimes make a thing that God should complain toward my understanding, toward the way I see the world. And we really literally don't know. So you may be this time are asking for a blessing, for a big desire, whatever it is, a car, a trip, a relationship, a better job, a better understanding with your coworkers, whatever. That's perfect. And ask yourself, what is I want to feel? And that's your faith. My faith is I want to feel at peace, in total union, in total freedom, in total safe and security, living from the heart, trusting, and let go the rest by saying, I don't know. I don't know what is completely good for me. I know the desire, I know the blessing, but it's up to you to show me the ways. Maybe you see you think there is a red Ferrari, but maybe is a very red, nice Tesla that opens the possibility to share this space with other people instead of only one, who give you the same miles, the same power, more friendly. You see, the desire is there, the manifestation is there, the color is there, but it's different as well. So, how we stand with the blessings? Now, I'm going to play some music and just want to rest for a while the time being. Just trying to remember when you were so attached to just one specific outcome. Just let it be. And ask yourself, I don't know. I don't know everything in the universe. I see the blessing and accept the blessing, the feeling of the blessing, happiness, joy, order, freedom, peace, love, tranquility. And that's where my faith rests. God will give me the fulfillment of that feeling. And I open my heart for the blessings, to see the blessings manifesting all the love, all the peace, all the abundance, all the prosperity in my life. And maybe it's this, the manifestation isn't the way you think, but it's even better, even better. Let's rest in that idea. Let's rest in that idea.